All right, good evening, guys. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to the Taste Whangārei event, multicultural live in the town, my beautiful city, Whangarei, which I always tell you guys I love, and I've been here for around about 20 years, over 2 years of my 2 terms of my life, in my teens as well as now in my late, well, mid-life, right, 50s, 40s. So I just thought I'd share this moment with you and do our first live stream from the event because I am proud of of our city, and I'm proud of living in New Zealand, as you all know. So I thought I'd come down and hang out with my mate Jason and just go through and see what this event is going to be like, and hopefully it's the first of many. So there's such great events on in our city all the time, and so one of them, this is what we've got here is love it here is our thing. As you can see, it's Whangarei District Council, love it here, aroha here, so on. And so we've got, in our city, we've just built a new thing called a undervisor thing. This happened during the COVID thing. It put a big kibosh on it, and so it took ages to get it up and running. And so there was this, if Undervaza, the guy, that's basically, he used to live here in New Zealand, and well, in our district, which is like Northland, upper North Island of New Zealand. And so we've got lots of great things, to showcase. So there's also, there's events on which I've been part of on and off over 20 years, which is Art Beat. And we just had that happen. I missed out this year because we've been doing a whole bunch of live streaming and stuff. There's also the 116 event where we always do our, used to basically build our plunge conventions at. And then also one of my favorite places in town is the Quarry Art Centre. And I've done some live streams from there before. We'll do some more later on this year because I want to get more out and about rather than just being stuck at home doing live streams where we create all our, interviews and stuff with creatives from around the world. So, but you also get to see, our beautiful city centre, which is like this mall here. And we're very, that's why I always go on about like diversity, and I hate racism in the sense like everybody's, like hating on white people now. It's like, you guys have no idea. So here we are in our city, just one of the, about that. So it looks like there's a dead spot right in the center there because there's like this mobile place. There's another one there, and so they're fighting over like what, But I'll do my best to make sure that you guys get to see a lot of all the different foods. My mate Jason's, will be out there. So there's karate, so there's Japanese food there. There's this one here. I have. So, excuse me, can I just ask a question? What sort of what food is this?
This is Indonesian food.
There you go.
Indonesian dishes.
Yeah.
I'll do nasi goreng, and this is we call it kerupuk, which is crackers.
Right, it's the prawn crackers, yeah.
Kerupuk, what?
Prawn crackers.
Yes. But the Indonesian call it kerupuk.
Oh, okay.
Batagor is like a dumpling, but we fried it.
Yeah.
And this is pasta.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So now we're going to go up to karage. This is the Japanese fried chicken, and I tried with the food because food is one of the most unifying things in the world that you can think of, because everybody needs to eat, and so like music, food and music are the two things that unify people, bring people together in cultures. So you got Filipino, you saw Indonesian, then you got vegetarian, there's masala dosa, so it's Indian, right? You got chicken burgers and so on. And here's the thing, I love vegetarian food as much. Next guy, it's vegan stuff I can't kind of handle because I think you can make, because I'm a chef, as you guys know, I'm trained. So you can really you know, do great things with vegetarian food. But I always, every now and then, I gotta have some meat. So this is some awesome stuff here. This is banging burgers, variety of stuff. There's, and one thing that us Kiwis like, right, is barbecues, and not just Kiwis, but even in Fiji, we love doing barbecues and stuff. And you'll see them on, people grilling their homemade, like, barbecue grills on the side of the road in Fiji and stuff. So you got bao, pad thai. So pad thai was like, is that Indonesian or is it Filipino? You guys probably know more than I do. So, yeah. So this is one area we're going to go along and see the other side of the center. But there's so much variety and stuff. And Chilean hot dogs. So you got Mexican as well, Peruvian. So as you can see, there's so many amazing food to choose from today here, and especially in our city, we've got so much variety, and it's so cool to see that, And we won't be broadcasting live for too long today, but I mean, I'm going to give as much as I can, information about this today. And here you go. So I'm a huge person, when it comes to recycling and stuff, and not throwing rubbish. So I'm what is it, like a promoter of keeping New Zealand clean, right? So that we can basically keep a clean drink. Now we're hitting the pizzas. Not sure who's in the pizzas, but yeah, got some Indian folks doing pizzas here. Pizza fusion. So you got choice of vegetarian, tandoori, cheesy garlic, pizza ortolano. I guess that's basically Italian. But check this out. This is pretty cool. Dossas and stuff. So stone ground homemade dossas. Right. Then you've got langos, well, Hungarian as well. So now you've got Hungarian bread, kind of like a pizza, I guess, but bread. But it's pretty cool. So you got dessert as well as vegetables, cheese and stuff. And I've tried this. This is really cool. I love the cheesy ones. Pretty awesome. So let's see if there's any other one here. And now we've got Taiwanese. So now we've got Taiwanese as well. Hello. What's the difference between Taiwanese and Japanese dumplings?
Oh, so much different.
Right.
We got Taiwanese spice. Well, what do you say? As ingredient and how you made it is still different. Yeah, yeah. Even the shape is different. Yeah.
I didn't notice it before because it's like more of a moon, right? Like half a moon present, but this is like more long.
You want to try one?
Oh yeah, we're coming back for the pizza pies.
Yes.
Big pies.
Awesome.
Thank you. The smell is amazing. That's one thing. I mean, I wish you guys could smell. There's a beautiful smell around all this because it's just so fresh. There's one thing you notice when people are cooking. Hey Nugget. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Philippines. Thank you, thank you. Like I always forget which is which. So thank you for that. Yeah. How's Wellington today? I'm sure you guys are doing this in Wellington as well, right? It's like Cuba. Is it Cuba Street or something like that? Having something this cool happening there as well. So it's just great to see so many people come out. One thing that's really hurt the business sector, especially like the cities and all that. It's been like the last few years with the COVID. It's really kept people out of town and stuff. And this has made it like hard on the businesses, and a lot of businesses have started shutting down. And I blame the Labor government, and I'm going to be really honest about that. It's like they just try to put us in a cave and make you stay in the cave, and it felt really bad. Yeah, man. Thank you, Art. Yeah, it's really great. I mean, like, it's just that's why I love the city, right? It's a sunny day. It's five-ish clock, and it's wonderful. It's just everything's just everybody's happy. Everybody's just chilling out and having a good time. It's brought the families out. It's brought the people out. Kids out. Mum and dads. Grandmas, granddads. Doesn't matter. Where you're at. So you can see like why I'm so proud of our city, right? Just look at the faces of different people. You know, it's just so good. One of the other things that's great about Northland is that we are very welcoming. And I just had a talk about this with one of the guys from a city, like Auckland City, and because I lived in Auckland City in two stages of my life, my 40s and my 20s, like late teens and early 20s, right? And he said, he just moved here 3 years ago, and he said, this is like a community. Whereas Auckland, it's like everybody's doing their own thing. But here, people will say hello to you on the street and, invite you to things. And he's a guy, he's just started gaming, right? So he said that like people else, in another city, which is the next one down from us, which is Auckland, people are very individual. Whereas here in our city, which is why I love our city, is that we're very welcoming. I mean, you're going to have, you're always going to have one or two knobheads, but like at the end of the day, everybody's really kind of like, positive and about making sure that we're looking after each other. We take care of things that are happening. We're very artsy. That's one thing that like we're very. That's why I say like we're very centre liberal. Is left liberal is because we've got a very robust art community, and that allows us to be really tap into like creative people and get them. Over the last 10 years, I'd say 15 years that I've been like back. I've been back since like about 2011, right? So about 13 years I've been back. I've been able to just grow so much with my with the creative scene in our community, financially, the support base, the things that we've been able to do just in the last 6 years have been tremendous because of because of the art sector, the funding, the community funds, all the amazing stuff that goes on around the city. I mean, we have like probably about 5 or 6 sushi shops, right? We have Thai restaurants, we have Indian, we have Japanese, we have Filipino, and Nugget was just saying, pad Thai, right? And we have all your average, stuff like, your popular stuff, like, I guess like Subway, but we also have our, in our community run stores and restaurants and stuff, house food and all that. But it's so good to, good to hear that like Wellington's beautiful today as well. Look at the sun here, just gorgeous. So that's one of the other streets. I think this is Cameron, or is it John Street? I always get them wrong. I'm just always walking around, so it doesn't matter to me what street I'm on because I know where I want to go. So down there is our library, like a big library. That's what you can see there with the blue, right? That one there. And then after that is a quarry, which is kind of like on that side, right? And that's where the big whole community-run, funded, event that when I the last couple of years, I missed last year, but the last couple of years we did like a what is it called? It's like let me just pop this back onto me. So, whoops, sorry. Cam, nope, wrong one. Settings, where's my settings? Stream settings, and move camera around to front facing. Facing front, right. Let's see, how's that go? No, oh, here we go, here we go, right. And we're back on. Yeah, so where was I? The last couple of years, is that what I was talking about? So, let me just take a seat. I'm basically on walking around with a cane, so that's what might, let me see if you can't see, but that's what's the shakiness of it when I'm walking around. Where are we here? Right? So, and plus I've got a friggin' bag of toys that I just, and a backpack of toys, so it's like weighing me down a bit. But one of the great things, as I was saying, like about our city, is that we get behind, community incentives, initiatives, I should say, not incentives, initiatives. And if you have a plan and you have a concept for something, like I did, right? There are people out here willing to help you make that happen. You just got to be willing to listen. And so if you're willing to listen, you're going to get backing, you're going to get support. People, small businesses will support you. I mean, that's the only way Plunge happened. That's the only way Plunge got started. That's the only way it survived. I mean, we struggled through COVID, and yet we still had our event on because the communities helped us. And one of the great things about that is that I can reach out to my community that, like, I build trust. And that's one of the most important things I think a lot of people in arts don't, and especially in the comics, don't think about, is the trust that you got to build. And because when you build that trust with someone, that's long term. You'll be forgiven for a lot of mistakes. But if you don't have that trust, people won't forgive you for mistakes. So that's why I'm always like, making sure that whatever I put out to you guys, I believe in it, right? I stand behind it. Comics, our company, with Plunge, with the convention, I was just at my friends, I should say, Ethan, Philip, Min, Luke's, their card merchant franchise store, right, that they're running there, and the gamers, and that's where I had that conversation with that guy from Auckland, right? He was just there. He decided to play. Was it Yu-Gi-Oh because he broke his ankle and he was stuck at home for a month, and he said, oh, maybe I'll try this, and now he's all in, right, because he enjoyed it. But not only that, he moved to Whangarei, and now he's got a community there. He can go and play there any time of the day and hang out, and there's someone that, and even the store owner, Min, I know Min plays it as well, because I've known Min since like 2014 when I set up my own comic store, right? And so gaming was part of that. So remember, one thing you got to understand is, like, as a creative person, build trust, right? Build trust. Make mistakes. People don't mind you making mistakes, but don't try to ignore your mistakes. Don't try to say, oh, it didn't happen, because creativity is such a amazing thing to have, to be a creative person. I find, like, for me, it saved my life many times, right? Because it just, like, whenever I felt down, I'll be like, get a pen and paper, right? And so on. And I've mentioned this before, one of my friends, like, who's a writer, right? Novelist, he just basically, for him, he has a tattoo on his back. Art saves lives. A big, huge tattoo on his back. And if you look up, like, if you later on, if you search our channel for Michael Batur, you'll see it there. Or as Moneyland, I think there's two, you can search various ways. But Michael Batur, Botur. If you search that on the channel, you'll find the interview I've done with him. Sorry for that. I've got my, I've got my arm resting on the old handle there, so I can actually hold the phone up without shaking too much. So we're, like I always say, man, like, find what makes you happy, as long as legal, right? Find what makes you happy and do that. for me, that's the question my sister asked me. Because I was depressed, you know, and she said, find out what makes you happy and do that. And I said, music and comics, music and art. Sorry, music and art. Now I just remembered that I was talking about like the Quarry Art Center, right? So like over the last couple of years, they do a fundraiser called A Great Plate, and they've done it for about, whoops, sorry about that there, shake there, my elbow slipped. So over the last 20 odd years, I think, it's one way of like community funded event, which is like Great Plate. Last year or the year before, the year before they had Neil Gaiman do a painting, right, or a drawing, and that raised a few $100, right? And then also like all our artists get together and people, it's open to artists from around New Zealand or overseas if they want to like put a piece of work in. Like, I mean, if you nugget from Wellington want to put a piece of work in, you know, say like, or even art victim, right? If you from America want to put a piece of art and say, hey, look, I love this and I would like to be, you know, put a piece of work there to support your community, and I'll do a drawing and I'll send this to them and say, hey, look, because I know Aru, and this is what I call about the greatness of this modern world that we live in, like this tech world we live in, that we just can reach out and go, hey, look, we've got this going on. Let me just take off my bag. I've got it on. It's like weighing me down. Sorry. And it's making me shake a lot more than I should be with my elbow. So, you know, if you can have someone like Neil Gaiman do a drawing and say, this is a great plate thing, then anybody can. Legal happies. Yeah. So one of the I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, legal happies there. But nugget. But one of the so the Great Plate, right? And I'm going to clip this later. So if you around the world want to support something like a initiative here that helps raise some dollars towards the arts community here, we've got a charity called the Quarry Art Center, right? So each year we do, they do, and I'm part of that because it's my community, so it's arts community, so I'm part of that. And I offer my work as well, free of charge. Like I do clay, like I do sculpture, or I do a painting, right, on a plate. And last year I actually bought my plate back because it was a one-off piece, and I was like, no, I beat everybody at it. I guess because I just wanted that. It was a chibi painting, glow in the dark, and I think I've shown it before, but I'll show it later. I'll put a post up on the community so you guys can see that. So what it was like that. You can basically do a drawing, but this year's one is like, or a piece of art, and I think drawings are easier if you're overseas, right? Or a comic strip or something, and go, this is the theme. So the theme this year is the Great Cup, right? So not a plate. So they've done something different this year. So I'm going to be live streaming myself over a couple of weeks next month, a couple of days over next month, like building a cup from clay. It's using paper clay, and so I like carving it. That's why I use clay. I like playing around with it. That's what it's part of my whole neo-pagan? No, it's not neo-pagan. New tribal, which is what I call new tribal style of doing things. And so that my art style. So that's going to be what's going to be going up. For what I'm going to. I've already told them that that's what I'm going to be doing my own thing, and this is what's going to like. You don't have to send me a cup or anything like that, and I'll put it out, and we'll go fire it, and then I'll see what we can do with it, and hopefully, it will raise some funds. Usually my work is, because people don't know me in that scene, like as a clay ceramic sculptor, that usually around $50-$60, right? And everything's basically I've done is sold. And I think one of my friends actually two of my friends bought my own first pieces, right? And so, hey Amber. And so it's really, and she's one of the artists as well. She was just going past there, and she's actually owns a restaurant here at Amber's Kitchen, I think it is. And she's great. She's the one that got me back into radio in 2009, 2018. and she's a great person, comedian as well, you know, as well as a chef. So one of the things that you know, I'll put the links out on Facebook, and I'll also put the links out on um, on the community post on this channel, right, on YouTube. So if you know, you can go check it out, what the rules are and how. And so if you're overseas, the best way to do it is like some sort of drawing, rather than you know, because that way you can just post it, right, and it's only going to cost a couple of bucks. But like, if you're local, then you can do ceramic, you can do painting. That's like, it's cheaper and around, or like if you're local, you can just drop it off like I do, right? But yeah, so it's just great to see the amazing stuff that each year we get supported. Like I think they raised about 17K last year, 20K the year before. But you know, COVID kind of hit us bad, especially the small community. But you know, hopefully, you know, wherever you are, be well. And I'm finishing up here, so wherever you are, be well, be safe, and like I always say, you know, if you've got a loved one, give them a hug and a kiss, let them let you care, and if they're not nearby, send out a post, send them a message, send them a tweet, whatever, text message, call, and let them know you care. And the way, like I say, I do it is I just send out funny, you know, memes, send out like cartoons, comic strips, just to brighten people's day from other people's artwork, as well as my own and my team's. So thank you for joining. And if you just joined us, hit the like button or whatever, or subscribe, please, and share. And I'm sounding off here. Check out you know, I'm thinking this month I'll be doing a bit more of this, because I think our city deserves a bit more, like, to show you guys where I'm actually at, right, in our city, and why I'm so proud of this place. So, ka kite anō. See you next time. Yeah, thank you, Art, and I'm gonna go catch up with my mate and have some food. Thank you, Nugget, for hanging out, and for everybody else, wherever you are, be well, be safe, and be creative.